Hi, Started here from Page Waterman Gallery. This week we're featuring a Japanese artist I've carried for years. His technique is woodblock, and his name is Clifton Karhu. This is a framed one we've had for a little while, and it's called Ishibi Garden. And Karhu is known for depicting scenes of historic sites around Kyoto. He's an interesting man. His last name sounds Japanese, but it's actually Scandinavian. And he originally came from Minnesota. He traveled to Japan with the U.S. Army right after World War II, and he was there for the occupation. And he started a school in Kyoto to teach English to Japanese folks, but soon became interested in the art and the culture, and was fascinated with the woodblock technique. And just recently we were fortunate, I was able to buy a new collection of Japanese prints. They were never framed, and some are as early as 1970, and most of these were done in 1983. I'll just go through this series that we purchased, but graphically Karhu is, his design is just spectacular. When we frame them, once they're up in the wall, they just attract attention. You know, whether someone's very knowledgeable about art or whether they are not knowledgeable, I think he just has a wonderful graphic design technique, and then has a great sense of color. The various colors that he puts together in each woodblock are just very appealing. And as I said, all these are historic areas, usually around Kyoto. Here's another one. A more colorful one with some spring greens, like a little pond, buildings in the background. And here's maybe a little more abstract. Again, really pretty colors and some grays and blacks, and a little rock garden, Japanese lantern in the background. Classically Japanese. And here's a very early one. This is the earliest one we have. This is actually called Cambodia 2, and this was done in 1970. And the earlier ones tend to have a little more open line work. I think a little different sense of color. I think over the years he became a little more confident in the use of color, and then his detail and line work, I think, improved over the years. I think one of the nice things about Karhu's work is that they can go in many different locations in a home. They can go to a family room, a dining room, a living room, a kitchen. So you're not locked into any one location. And I think the other thing that's worked so well, I think not everyone wants to buy Japanese prints, but I found Karhu, even though a lot of them look quite, you can sort of tell that they're probably in Japan, they've been very broadly appealing to not just people that have traveled to Japan or are familiar with Japan. I think they just work so well on their own. People fall in love with them, and they like to live with them in their home.